Well then. Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. On today's program, I am here to give some breaking news in regards to Walker Stalker Convention. Now, for those of you that did not tune into my live stream I did last Sunday, I will give a little bit of a brief synopsis as to what's been going on with this particular organization. So, for the past year, they've been embroiled in quite a bit of controversy, and, well, controversy is probably putting it lightly. They owe money to attendees for canceled events. They owe money to vendors. There was a break between Walker Stalker and Celebrity Photo Ops, which was a pretty massive business partner for them who handled their photo ops. But anyway, they broke ties with them, and then they also happened to owe money to actors. And Cooper Andrews and Kari Payton, two prominent cast members from The Walking Dead, have publicly come out and cut ties with the organization. And pretty much everything that's all been happening with all the refunds owed and the fracturing of business partnerships, and that's all accumulated, and well, it pretty much really got out of hand this past weekend at their Atlanta event. Now, for those of you who do not know about Walker Stalker, Atlanta is their biggest show of the year. It is their main event of the year. And there was a lot of crap that happened this past weekend. People are jokingly referring to Walker Stalker as Fire Festival version 2.0, and I think they would be rather accurate in their statement there. There's the photo ops fiasco that happened with Froggy. Froggy was the vendor that they hired on because obviously since they broke ties with Celebrity Photo Ops, they had to go with another vendor to do their photo ops, and well, there was, oh boy, how do I say this? It was a shit show. It was a massive shit show with the photo ops area. There was no direction in any of the lines. The printers went down, and it got to the point where, because the printers were down, people have waited hours upon hours to get their prints. It even got to a point where I've had reports of people walking out of the convention center sometime after midnight for waiting for their photo ops. And then Froggy, in the midst of the fiasco, ended up walking out, and the James, apparently the coward that he is, managed to get a volunteer to make the announcement that they were no longer going to be printing ops that day and that people would have to come back the next day. But that's beside the point. And then you also have the incident that happened with Angel Theory, who's one of the actors on the show, who also happens to be hearing impaired. She got into it with a security guard. Well, it's more of the security guard ended up, shall I say, harassing her, and apparently did not know that she was hard of hearing, and James did not step in to intervene over the situation, and that pissed a lot of people off, and rightfully so. I know that Cooper Andrews and Nadine Narissa, I think is her name, pardon my if I did pronounce her name wrong, but anyways, those two did a video or a live stream on Instagram basically denouncing Walker Stalker for what they did to Angel, and they've also taken it to social media too to kind of denounce Walker Stalker for what they did to Angel. But again, that all has accumulated, and as you know, based off of what I've told you guys, that's not looking very good for the convention. So, and their social media pages have been kind of in the dark. They really haven't said anything this past week up until now. And apparently now it's been revealed that James Frazier, the owner of the convention, is quote unquote resigning. I will get into that in a minute. So I will give you guys a little gist of the full statement. I'm not going to read the full statement. I'm just going to, pardon me, I'm just going to read what I consider the most important parts of the statement. So it says, for fans by fans, that was and remains our credo. Two guys trying to give the same experience they once shared on the set of The Walking Dead and share it with others. Eric left it in the hands of me and a great team, but it became too much and beyond my capabilities. Today, I'm turning it over to new leadership and stepping down. I will no longer have any decisions in the direction of the company and its daily management. I will make sure that they are up to speed on each and every issue and make myself available to assist them in any way that would help them. I love Walker Stalker and FanFest events more than you know. I've poured everything I have into it over the past 11 months, to the point of exhaustion. Leaving it in the hands of people who will care for it is quite simply for the fans. The short-term goal remains the same, to complete the outstanding refunds and pay off the other debts of the company. But more importantly, the goal is to restore faith in the company and return the events to the level of the quality once received and expected. And that's primarily what the gist is, or at least everything else about the statement is basically James thanking everybody for job well done. But this statement to me screams smokescreen. This screams smoke and mirrors. This screams publicity stunt. And the reason why I say this, because I'm sure all of you are thinking, well, James came out and said that he was retiring, he's resigning, he's stepping down. And I ended up finding a post which I thought was really interesting, a comment that somebody's made about running a business. So I will just highlight this. It says, I know everyone is excited over the news of James's so-called resignation, but here is the thing of it all. As someone who has just started an LLC for the convention, I am developing as a sole proprietor of an LLC, which James is. He cannot just resign. His only two options to leave are to either sell the LLC to someone else or shut the company down. If he doesn't sell the LLC, then his resignation is total BS, meant to be nothing but a publicity stunt to lessen his involvement, and he is still 100% the owner of that company. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting statement. Now, I will fully admit I know nothing about running a business, so for anyone that's watching that can kind of clue me in, is this guy truly accurate? I would certainly love to hear you, so definitely leave a comment down below. But this is my take on the direction of Walker Stalker. Personally, as I stated before, I think that this is a publicity stunt. If this is true, James is really not going to be able to retire or resign. I guess that's the more appropriate term. But either way, he's not going to be able to resign if this is the case. And he either really has only one of two options, and that is to either sell the company outright or file for bankruptcy. And something tells me, I have the slightest feeling, or actually I have a huge feeling, that he's probably going to go with the latter and filing for bankruptcy. And unfortunately, if he does that, then that pretty much screws everyone out of potentially getting their money back. So we can only hope that he has plans on selling the company and using that money to pay back everyone that he owes and just disappearing, because I don't think James should ever touch another business again. But that's just my take. And I really think that right there is the best course of action for him, because even with this announcement that he's stepping down, I'm still skeptical. I'm still skeptical of this company. And unless if I truly see actual actions being taken, until I start hearing about people getting their money back, then I will maybe take them a little more seriously. But as it stands right now, I think the damage has been done. I don't see much hope for this company, to be perfectly honest. And I'm sure probably some of you are probably thinking the same thing that I am. As it stands right now, Walker Stalker Con is a brand that's damaged beyond repair. And James certainly can't stick with the company because he's just really damaged his reputation. And as I said before, he really has those other two options, because if he continues to stay with the company, and that's the vibe that I'm getting from the statement, then it's just gonna really, really, really go to shit. Nothing's going to get done. But so that's my whole 2 cents on the thing. Do you think that Walker Stalker can be saved? Do you believe what James is saying? Do you really think that he is going to sell the company? Or do you really think that he's just going to stay and have a little bit of a hand in the cookie jar? But I am curious to know what you guys think, so definitely leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching, and until next time, dear friends, this is Cynical Lindsay, signing off.